Hello, Lucinta. Hello, Shreya. Hello, Dr. Watkar.
Hi Deepa, how
Hi.
are you?
I'm good, good. I could see Dr. Anurup is also there. Um, so I will keep it interactive. Okay.
Yes.
So, Lucinta, Dr. Aruna, and Shreya, I would keep on asking you about your views also. So
Okay.
be prepared, and be there. Otherwise, when I say your name, and if you're not there, then it will become awkward for me.
Okay.
Sure, sure.
So, okay, few of the areas I will be stopping, and then I'll be asking your views. That this is my belief, and what do you have? What do you agree with it, and what's your opinion about it?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, we are, Deepa. Here we are. Let us go ahead with our program today. And we have Ms. Deepa Chaudhary on board with us, a public speaker, anchor, and corporate professional, and who has a number of years of experience in all the fields into corporate sector. And here she is today, who is going to talk about the agility and the time management. How do we go ahead with the time management? How do we can be flexible on the time management? How we can manage our this is what we can, you will be able to get on with this webinar. So yes, let us join hands together to welcome Deepa Chaudhary. And yes, Deepa, over to you. Please take on.
Thank you so much, Dr. Aruna Watkar, and heads for this opportunity to give me that platform to share my views on this topic for today's session, agile and time management. Now, first of all, let me begin with what do we mean by agile? So, agile, what I understand, and let me tell you all, it's a working mindset that helps respond to changing environments. It focuses on delivering maximum value against business priorities in the time and budget allowed. Where the drive is to deliver is greater than the risk, where we only want to deliver, irrespective of what risks do we have to undertake to make our deliverable be there. So when I come to agile, it has four principles which approaches to project management. So first of all is customer collaboration over contract negotiation. When I say customer collaboration over contract negotiation, that means how a project is delivered is driven by a team working on it, focuses on core deliverables, and have their focuses there on the time which takes this project to be delivered. Okay, agile favors benefits and innovation through collaboration with a particular focus on customer satisfaction, quality, teamwork, and effective management. The second aspect that we comes to it, the second principle of agile is individuals and interaction over process and tools. That means it gives importance to individuals and their interaction and communication with each other over process and tools. So there is a shift that you see from control to consensus. Focus is on people achieving benefits through engaged, accountable, high performing teams with a focus on openness, team communication, and that learning from each other's feedback. Now, this is often requires behavior change. Those playing management roles come in and of the team, both serving and leading to create commitment and accountability to an end goal. Responding to change over following a structural plan is the third principle. The traditional waterfall uses an agreed scope to create a time and resources plan, but Agile establishes the resources and time which ultimately drive scope. There will be a number of time and cost delivery windows, sprints, through which the project will evolve. So, sprints is what Agile focuses on. Now, that Agile environment In agile environment, the core project deliverable to trigger the start of the delivery. Now, this is likely to change as the project team realizes other opportunities or benefits that become available through each sprint. Understanding. Dr. Shreya, am I making sense about it? Am I going too fast or is it all well? Can I have some feedback on this? Am I audible, visible?
Yeah, you're fine, Deepa. You're fine. You're going.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine, Deepa.
Thank you so much. Now, the fourth principle of agile, what I want to bring to your knowledge is prototyping. When I say prototyping, those are working solutions over comprehensive documentations. The team owns the working together to develop the product, what they will deliver, and how they will deliver it. The delivery team is cocooned to focus on the solution to the problem they're dealing with. The team will make constant adjustments to the scope of the project. So, agile environment or say agile workplace believes in anytime, any place, anywhere. When organizations are strategizing the future of their organizations, we often hear the question, what is agile working? Agile working is best defined by Martini Evert from the 80s. Anytime, any place, anywhere is what comes as a tagline of it. And this has been stated in the 80s itself. Now we are getting to know it in such a large scale. On the outset, in the rapid development of technology, office workers are now enabled to work from anywhere in the world. Gone are the days of being wired to a desk with a monitor the size of a small refrigerator, cabins and cubicles. Personally, I feel because I work in a manufacturing unit, okay, it's a German automotive firm, and but we are not allowed to work from home or that frequently remotely. Now are the different times. These are changed times, uncertain times due to pandemic. That we are working from home. Otherwise, a manufacturing unit has to have their presence in office. That 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. job that we have, and other punch in and the punch outs, because they believe that we have our employees working on the operations shop floors, and so if they are coming to office, then the entire head office also should be coming to office. But coming back to my point, now that agile working is there, agile working is about bringing people, processes, connectivity, and technology, time and place together to find the most appropriate and the effective way of working to carry out a particular task. It is working within guidelines, but without boundaries. So boundaries, objectives, and performance indicators have to be carefully agreed. But once free to work from anywhere, any place, anywhere, that is an agile method, and employees find it more empowering, innovative, and more productive. So with agile also comes the job satisfaction, better talent retention, attraction, and hopefully a better work-life balance. Employees are more motivated, and agile working also leads to customer satisfaction and ultimately better bottom line profit for the organizations. Now, I was reading through, there was this survey that how many of you prefer to work from home, or are you liking this work from home style that we have currently adopted due to the pandemic? And there was a poll that happened, and the majority loved it. Majority found it a good, productive, and it's a nice work-life balance that they are currently experiencing. Now I would like to get Lucinta is there on the call. Lucinta, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there, Deepa.
So what are your views on this agile working and work from home opportunity at this, so anywhere, anywhere, any place, anytime. What are your views on that?
Yeah, so basically, as we all know, these times are really, pandemic has really brought us to work from home, where we all used to rush and have a kind of a panic situation where, you have to look for a rickshaw, long queues, be in a hurry, sit in office, and, then again come back and there's cooking and kids ka separate. So there were a lot of issues which we had, but work from home really works well because you are 24/7 at home. You're giving time to your work as well as your kids are around, your in-laws are there, or you're staying with your parents, your kids are around, you can actually take care of them. And work from home really works well because you can deliver the best to both work as well as life. And I feel it works for me at least, and whomever I've asked, they speak really well. So I guess the pandemic should end, but work from home should continue. That's what I believe.
Thank you so much. So when I say this topic, agile and time management, now that we have first understood what is agile looks like, but how about how is it connecting with time management? Now that agile process consists of short time box iterations known as sprints. Now each sprint results in working products. So agile has its own pointers, what comes attached to it, or say comes linked to it, are prioritizing, delegating, decision making, goal setting, multitasking, problem solving, strategic thinking, scheduling. Now, do we need all this to be agile? So here comes the point of time management. As they say, you will never find time for anything. If you want time, you will have to make time. And there's one of the other favorite line of mine is either run the day or the day runs you. Okay. So, and as it is always said, that lost time is never found again. And in Hindi we say, खोया हुआ समय वापस नहीं आता. So, how do we manage that time, that precious time of ours, which we cannot get back once lost? So, I have some simple tips and tricks and my own ways of my personal experience, so which I want to share, which might be helpful for all of you. How to get your time managed well and how to be agile, which will better time management, of course, would lead to agility, more productivity. So I got to hear that there's no way to manage time. Time cannot be managed. Even if you are not managing it, it will go on. It will go on at its own pace. You cannot hold time. All you can do is you can only manage yourself. You can only manage your lifestyle, your schedule. And to first of all, let's talk about managing that self scheduling. So, first of all, let's start with the mornings. Spend your mornings on MITs. What are MITs? What is this terminology, MIT? That is most important task. So, Mark Twain once said, if it's your job to eat a frog, okay, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. Okay, and if it's your job to eat 2 frogs, it's best to eat the biggest first. So I mean that's a funny way of putting it, but you're not eating frogs for sure. But the point that Twain was making, that you should take care of your biggest and the most challenging tasks in the morning. Your most important tasks are those what we call it now MITs of the day. There are a couple of reasons why such an effective time management trick. Okay, let me tell you. Because early in the morning, you have the maximum energy. So it's better to tackle those tasks when you're not drained, when you're not tired. If you take them at the end of the day, of course, you don't have that much energy to take care of them. So first of all, you do it first thing in the morning and get rid of it from your to-do list. Also, you can feel more accomplished throughout the day. That this was the biggest challenging thing that I wanted to do throughout the day, and now that I've finished it, it almost comes as a sense of achievement. Trust me, it does. I've experienced it. So second thing would be your scheduling. How do you make that list? What we whenever it comes to time management, and we all know that we have to make our to-do list, but nowadays, let me tell you, things have advanced. There are a lot of online calendars available. Like we have a lot of apps in our mobiles. So there are a lot of online calendars that have taken to this time management to the next level. Because you can access it from your mobiles, it becomes very handy. You can manage your appointments, reminders, create your time blocks, schedule recurring events. So what I use is the Google Calendar. So and Calendly is something that is again another tool. A Toggle is another tool app that is very much handy, that helps you. But Google Calendar is something where people from all locations can put in their one time. You can, even if you are meeting friends, then it is difficult because we are all working, and whatever time suits them, you just block that. Not always everything has to be officially blocked. Of course, we can block timings, and it is about you, how you manage your energies, about your energies on what, who, and how. Okay. So in a day, how many minutes are there in a day? Do you know that? There are 1,440 minutes in a day. It is up to you how you manage your 1,440 minutes. Every minute counts. And now it is up to you, on whom do you want to use your minutes, and how, and your energies, and your focus, and your priorities in life. So set your goals correctly. Set your goals correctly in terms of a smart way. The smart methodology, if you don't know, that goals have to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. Okay. There's also another rule that I would like to share is the 20-80 rule. That comes from the Pareto's principle. So 20-80 rule suggests that 80% results come from 20% of the efforts we put in. Okay. So it is commonly used in sales as 80% of sales typically comes from 20% of the customers. So when it comes to how you should manage your time with this principle, so 80% of your results comes from 20% of your actions. Okay, you start by looking at your schedule or your to-do list every day. For the sake of simplicity, try to get down 5 tasks that you need to accomplish. Okay, using this principle, you can probably eliminate the majority of the items from your list. It may feel unnatural at first, but over time, this will condition you to scale up the efforts on all the important tasks. Now, again, a very important point I would like to iterate, that eliminate half work. Okay. So all around us, in our office, on our workplace, at home also, we face constant distractions. Distractions are everywhere. So, and we cannot, it's not easy to split our attention from those distractions. So usually we are balancing the needs of messages, emails, to-dos, looking at our mobiles, getting a call, somebody at home needs us, there's some kitchen work, household work, or the kids are calling, the family needs us. there are a lot of distractions. So it's a rare that we are fully engaged in the task at hand. Whatever we are currently doing, we should be doing it fully and not be leaving it half work. And let me tell you about it. Have you ever faced something like that? That you're writing something like a big email or Excel sheet or a PowerPoint presentation, and you stop randomly to check your phone or the messages. Your mobile says "ting," and you leave it, and then you're looking at the mobile and then getting back to it. Of course, that was a distraction, and you left that entire concentration that you were focusing on something to pay attention to something. I understand that you may be multitasking, but that is another way of concentrating on the work that you are currently doing, focusing on that. That will prevent you from wasting time. You can try out new workout routines probably when you are into that fitness regime of yours, but to switch to a new program a couple of days later because you read about it online. Okay, so what I say is that have your focus full hearted there. Complete that process first and then only you hop on to something else. So this trap of half work have to be eliminated, and it is not that easy. It is a difficult thing to do because there are a lot of things that catches our attention, and we see that they are urgent, necessary, required. But this has to be gradually built up. Okay, a significant time to focus on one project and eliminating everything else. Okay, and when you are have some time as a buffer time. Suppose example, you are getting ready for going to a party. Okay, and you have looked in your Google Maps that it takes 30 minutes to reach that place. Okay, how many of you take that calculation or the buffer time of the traffic that might increase while you are commuting? I always keep a track of that also. So if it is 30 minutes, every show is 30 minutes, I make sure that I am starting 5-10 minutes early than reaching late and giving an excuse that we got stuck in traffic. So I am, these are my personal tricks that I always follow. It is always easy to start early than get into the sorry scenario of saying we got late. So getting things organized and single tasks, have everything organized. Have you ever realized, even if it is your closets, your drawers, your workstations, we spend almost like 2.5 days each year looking for misplaced items. Okay, if we make it a habit in us to have everything organized, we know that if we have to find this thing has to be here because this is the place that I have allotted to that particular thing, that particular file, presentation, or that folder. So that is very important. And that is something that these are the few things that you have to organize yourself. This is the change of the mindset, that rewire of the brain that you have to bring into your daily life, into your daily lifestyle to make that time for yourself. Also, have to learn the skill of saying no. So I was reading it something that there are two ways of judging a thing whether this thing you want to do or not. Somewhere in life you always face this situation where you think I should be doing this or I should be doing this. I mean, I should be doing it or I should not be doing it. I should be going there or should I just make an excuse and not go. then I would say, first of all, whatever comes to your, whatever appeals to you with a lot of emphasis and your inner soul, whatever intuition that you get, just stick to that. So if it is a big, loud no coming out of you, please accept that, because that is the time that you are already, if you're not even going, you're thinking about it all the time, and you are then neither here nor there. Have an acceptance to your decisions, a yes or a no. If you're saying no, then stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about the plans that did not execute because they were your own, executed because they were your own choice. So, and there is also something that I say: take a break from your tasks. So, if you have a lot of tasks, always take uh, small breaks. Now, when I say that, and I then link it to that sprint principle of agile, have those small breaks, have those breaks, and then a sprint, because those breaks rejuvenates the energy in you, rather than you spending doing something uh, and your energy getting from higher to lower. How about you take up a break and then you sprint? Now, after 15-20 minutes, when you get back to it, you will be able to do it with much more energy, much more focus, much more concentration. I'm sure this happens with students when we say, take a break now that you're tired, do it later. But then somehow I feel that in our professional lives, we have forgotten that. Somehow we have forgotten that because we are so busy. We have forgotten that that break is equally important to get our focus, to get our energy back. Also, removing the non-essential tasks, activities. Have a clear mindset. When you are making your to-do list, have a clear mindset about what are the priorities, what are secondary, what is something that can wait, and what is something that is non-essential. So if it is non-essential, suppose in an inbox, your mailbox, you have a lot of mails which are non-essential, do not want to reply to you. So example, somebody said thank you. You have no response to it after that. Then of course it will go into delete. Then that becomes your organization also, or your organizing habit also as a point of your mailbox. You keep organizing your mails. That is, mailbox is one of the examples, because I, coming from the corporate world, I have those examples only. So have those emails sorted in different folders, so that the day you need those emails and the time comes, you know which folder I had segregated it, rather than searching it in a huge mailbox inbox of 500,000 thousands of emails. You are wasting time in that. The non-essential items which you think does not involve you or can be done without you, please let them go. Or if there are few of the things that you think that automation can save your time from that, please adopt that. A simple example I will tell you: example, paying your mobile bills, paying the electricity bills. Now that in the online banking system, we have this option of going to bills and automate it. On this particular day, make it as a recurring, click on that recurring option, which would let the bill be automatically paid off or debited from your account to whatever biller it is, whether it is your mobile bill, electricity bill, water bill. whatever can be automated, please do that. You are making time for yourself. You are saving your minutes from that 1440 minutes a day. Now imagine, even if you save 10 minutes a day, example from these small activities, the very small examples that I'm giving, in a year you'll be able to save a lot. Example, let me tell you the value of your time in such a way. Example, we are earning, okay? So what is your worth, what is your monthly salary, okay? So example, it is X amount. So how much do you earn in a day? Now if you calculate that, so then you know, and then divide it by the how much do you earn in a minute or in an hour. So now you know that if you are able to delegate that work that costs you lesser than if you delegate it to someone else. If you're paying off, even if you're paying for that delegation, please do that if it is lesser than your 1 hour worth. Okay. So, Dr. Aruna, am I making sense? Do you agree with that?
Yes, very much. I do agree. That makes sense. Yes. We have to be calculative. That is what it means, that we have to value each minute and each second of the time.
So, when I say delegation or giving it to someone, it is not that you want to get rid of your responsibility. It is something that you want to value your time and want to focus on your own goals, whether it is professional, personal. You want to have your me time. Everybody has their own priorities, a family life, and you want to do some things that you always wanted to do, and you still crave about how do I make time. So that is something, delegate, please, or adopt automation wherever you feel like you can adopt it. Please do. I'll tell you a very simple example what I have adopted in these days when I'm working from home in this pandemic times. I record my con calls. I record my con calls with my mobile itself whenever the call is going on, and I have to be there in the kitchen also. Somebody has come on the door, and I don't want to miss out on what is the discussion that's going on in the con call. So I put my phone on the recorder mode, and the con call gets recorded. And whenever I get time, I always put my earphones on, and I'm cooking. Or my nowadays we have these wireless earpods, so I put my earpods on. I'm multitasking. I'm cooking, and I'm listening to the con call or the discussion that happened. So that I have now that I have done that, now I've not missed out on any of the points. So very simple trick that I have adopted nowadays from my personal experience I'm sharing. So when I say wasted time, and then you can have a control of your time, the quality of work that you want to do. So that is how. And if I say that still you are not able to find time for yourself, so how do you make that time? I personally have adopted this ever since we have started work from home, of getting up early. I usually get up, my alarm, I have put that on 5:15, but I get up at 5:30. That is like second alarm that I have. So I get up at 5:30, and my office con call starts from 9:30. So that time from 5:30 to 9:30 is my time. In that I do all my tasks that I want to do, my personal work, also prepare for those meetings that I have to attend on that day, my to-do list. So that is, and that's not less of a time. Of course, you have 4 hours to yourself, which is a lot. I'm not a person who would uh, uh, who would work till late at night, but I prefer to get up early and have my day planned the way I want it, because that is the time that I have created for myself, because that's my personal time. Getting up at 5:30 in the morning, I have no business calls. There's no family member who is awake at that time. So that is my own peaceful time that I can make the most out of it. Now, the next question comes, not everybody can get up at 5:30 or 5 in the morning. How do we get that? There is a simple trick to it, and it has to be converted into a habit. If I say that all of a sudden, if tomorrow you set up an alarm for 5:15 or 5:30 and you think you'll get up, might not be that easy for all. It is easy said than done. So the simple trick is, so whatever time you're getting up or whatever alarm you have for the next day, always always put it like 5-10 minutes behind what you had currently scheduled. Suppose you were getting up at 8 a.m. in the morning. Set up your alarm for getting up at 7:50 tomorrow. Okay. So the next day you set it up for 7:45. The next day you set it up for 7:40. The next day you set it up for 7:35, then 30, and then you had saved half an hour. You have made your body adjusted to that half an hour gap. And automatically, when that 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you make it in a habit, your body will automatically become accustomed to that mechanism or that habit that you wanted to uh, become used to it. So that is a simple trick that I adopted, and trust me, now I don't even need an alarm. I automatically get up that time. My body has already built up its own alarm. So that is something that I adopted. And now I come to you guys. If you have your own tricks that you have adopted or you want to share it with all of us, we would love to hear it from you. You can easily unmute yourself and bring it on.
Good evening, everyone. Respected principal ma'am, Dr. Anurup is my principal ma'am. I am a teacher and I am working under her guidance. So I have gained certain things. Maybe you all find it useful. So these days I was means like everyone. There are some good and bad news. So and this is a time our school has given us vacations. So this time I am making very creative use of it, and I am seeing a lot of videos and things, the lectures that are being delivered and are stored on the YouTube. From there, I have learned and practiced 2-3 things. Very simple and very effective. The more they are simple, the more they are effective. So first thing that we have to do is, it is a basic principle of prayer. The God is very simple. He says that whatever you want in your life, you just ask from me. So what is the very easy thing, and I am being following it. Suppose I want to get up at 4. So before going to the bed, I will simply request Lord that I want to get up at 4 a.m. to make my day in accordance with you. And believe me, I never needed an alarm. Sometimes my wife put the alarm that you may not get up at that time. So I get up before it and I switch it off. This happens for almost all the days. So this is a very simple technique. Suppose if you want to get up at 4, just before going to sleep, you should say that I want to get up, Lord, at 4 a.m. and I want to be fresh and filled with energy so that I can do my work according to your wish and distribute the energy that you have given me. So if you will start this very simple thing, believe me, you are going to spread positivity in no matter how much negative the environment around you is. So this is one thing I have been following, and it's very, very effective. I learned it from Brahma Kumari videos. They are available on the YouTube. If you want, you can see it. Very, very effective technique, right? Now, suppose there is some problem. You want to get out of that problem. So certain things were disturbing me. So I heard that if you want to get out from any kind of distress, start saying and thanking God that you are happy and you are leading a very comfortable life. You don't need to think that this is a problem and please solve it. No, this is the wrong way of saying it. You just have to thank Lord and say that I am very happy and the situation and my life is very comfortable. All of us who are in connection with me are very happy and they are all doing good. Believe me, if you will do it, for I have done it for 2-3 days. Because of all these negativity, some kind of negativity was there. So my family was disturbed and my child is very small. He was getting some kind of irritated. So I practiced this, and my wife and my child, they are having a tremendous positive attitude within just 2 days. So this is I want to share, and I would like that all of us implement this. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abhinav, and that made me gave me that nostalgia and resonates with that Three Idiots. All is well, all is well.
Yes,
No?
that is a true thing. And there is a very famous mantra in Hinduism, because I am reading all these literature, so I have some fresh knowledge if I want to share with all of you. There is a very famous mantra in Hindi in our Upanishad. It starts with Om. Chant 3 times Om, Om, Om. And after that, we will say the first line, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. May all be healthy and auspicious for everyone. So when we say all, we include ourselves also without being selfish. That is the very strong thinking and belief behind it. So first line is Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. May all be happy and auspicious for each other. Then we have Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May all be calm and peaceful. Then we have Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May we be complete in all aspects of life, not just profession, not just family life, not just being very good in studies, not just only in health. So Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. And when these 3 things happens, 4th thing, that is prosperity, automatically comes in. And it's all around us. So we will say that Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Means everything be very nice, pure and filled with happiness. Then we say that the 4th line is Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. In most of the medical shops also this is written. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina means may everyone be happy. And after we have gained happiness, the next is to gain perfection and remove all our disorders. So the next line that comes is Sarve Santu Niramaya. May all be saintly and free from all kind of disorders. And the ultimate goal is then achieved that Makaschit Dukh Bhag Bhavet. May all be free from all kind of worries. Then we say Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So this is a very complete.
Thank you, Abhinav. It's really good to hear.
Ma'am, and these days I am thinking that what all things I will do when the school will open.
You know, you have given a wonderful message to everyone, because
Yes,
this was required during this pandemic. And
Yes, ma'am.
as Deepa ma'am said about Agile, so we must understand that yes, we should remember that there is a supreme power. And
There is only small mistake, ma'am.
we need to have time management.
Yes, ma'am.
So coming back to the time management again, if Deepa ma'am can continue, please.
Okay, ma'am.
No,
But
I
please
was,
thank
in
God.
that,
Don't thank me.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Welcome.
So
Sorry,
coming-
ma'am. I could have spoken more. So
No. You have given a wonderful message, isn't it, Dr. Aruna?
Of course.
Yes, it was a very good message, and it thought to think on. Yes, this would work for the betterment and safety and health for everybody. So that was a good.
So my one request is that, because I think all of us are leaders here, principal ma'am is guiding all of us. So please, when you will implement these things in your team, it will create wonders in the life of all the people who are directly or indirectly connected with you.
Sure, Mr. Abhinav, we will look on this, and we always have Dr. Anurup here to guide us also
Yes,
for our
ma'am.
group. Definitely, we would. You have given us a
So
thought
it is a part that somewhere I was motivated from Anurup ma'am only.
Great. So
Okay, ma'am.
we are, thoughts to ponder upon. You have given food for thoughts, so let us
Yes,
have
ma'am.
that and think on that. Great.
Okay.
So Deepa, are you? Is there? You're continuing now?
No, I was into that brainstorming thing that all of you, we have 9 more attendees, including you, apart from me. So if there is any of the tricks and tactics that you know, how do you manage your time well, any effective one which you think that I have not covered, you feel free to share it here. Dr. Roop, I can see Dr. Suganti is also there. Now, I would love to hear it from you guys, you all.
Yes. Anybody here? Please come up with the thoughts. Okay. So I think they are just thinking with the Mr. Abhinav, what the thought they have given. They're just thinking what more to think on that. And then maybe the next time they would come up. Definitely, All right. So that was a good one, Deepa, that you really gave a wonderful tips and thoughts to think on, and the other person to go ahead and inculcate in their daily life. Definitely, yes. But yes, time management is definitely something that not everybody is able to actually manage. They find it very difficult. When you said that distractions are there, my children are shouting, I need to pack up tiffin, I have to hurry to school, so many things are there. And then, as you said, the MIT, the most important things. So apart from our regular family time, and we have to take out our work time, finish up our work, give the family time what they need, and then me time is also very, very important actually. And then we go ahead and take up all the other activities or the other tasks which are not that very important, but in a sense they are important, because at this moment when you send a WhatsApp, okay, I'll answer later, but maybe that checking might delay something for us to do something, that might delay. Somebody may be urgent to check, to ask something, but we might delay, then it will not be able to implement or take care of that. So yes, how minutely, how thoughtfully you manage your time. That was wonderful, Deepa, and thank you so much for coming on Heads platform and convey your thoughts. And thank you all the viewers and the presentees on the board. And thank you so much. Have a lovely evening. And yes, agile, time management, being agile, time management, and safety precautions to be taken, very, very important. Take care. Be safe.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Deepa.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anurup.